Hello, Swivel Heads. It's Greg Allison, Green Greg. It's coming to you tonight with news that is scary and news that is hopeful. We have great opportunities and great perils still exist. We still have the risk of nuclear war, but I think it's changing dramatically. And we still have the risk of civil war in this country. We have a lot of internal strife still. And we have a lot of adjustments we'll be making as we go through the period of the changes coming ahead. And we have a lot of changes. And I think we have a lot of opportunity therein. So let's get into it. We're going to go straight to the news here and talk about this stuff. We're going to start here with what some people are thinking are threat that some people are saying they think we have a World War III fear spiraling. And what this article here is about the fact that Donald Trump come out and told his administration, basically he signed all the orders, executive orders and such that if Iran were to assassinate, and I got to be careful what words I use, if they take him out, that that the country will be annihilated. And that's got a lot of people worried, what will that trigger? Will this cause a WW3? We can talk about this Gaza. This is going to cause me to lose a lot of viewers. Zoom just unconnected me and reconnected me. They did this last time. Are they fiddling around with me? I don't know what's going on here, guys. So sorry about that. Let's hope that when this thing compiles and goes online, that that's not carrying forward like that. It may happen again. I don't know why. I've got Starlink, I got a constant internet connection, but I went out and switched generators, but I started the Zoom session after that. So that should have been a problem. Oh, Lordy. Let's see if I may have to respiral up all these articles. Anyway, this article claims Iran is working to produce nuclear weapons. Scientists plan to develop cruder, faster atomic bomb, like they're putting this on the fast track. Kind of like maybe our Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs, or uranium bombs. So that may be what they're trying to produce just to get in the play faster. As we know, Iran has lost a lot of their teeth and claws when as Hamas has been knocked down, and principally Hezbollah. So they don't have all the proxy forces available to them that they had due to the moves that Israel took. Israel has knocked a lot of that out against all odds. People didn't think it could happen, but I've said a long time ago that was Israel's aim, and even the U.S. administrations that worked against Assad, that was their aim all along. So that's happened, and that was happening under Hillary was all for that. Biden was all for that. Obama was all for that. So taking out Assad. There's been a lot of stuff about Trump might have been for that. I don't know. So in any event, what is happening here? Some articles going dinky on me. Okay, no, we still got this article here. All right. And Donald Trump has come out immediately after he made that threat and says Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. But on top of that, we're just going to blitz through some of these. So, there's not, a whole lot to say about that beyond the headline. You know what that means. So we can get these other articles to come up. All right. But Trump calls for a nuclear peace agreement with Iran. He's saying that's better. Peace is better than blowing the country to smithereens. And basically what he's saying is that, if they could cut a deal between the United States and Iran, that Israel would not bomb Iran. So I guess he's got Netanyahu on a leash, maybe. I don't know. But then Iran comes out and says, "Oh, we're ready to negotiate, but not under Trump's maximum pressure." Well, Trump starts everything under maximum pressure. It's called the art of the deal. How do you negotiate from strength? And a lot of people don't realize, and a lot of people just overreacting a lot of the stuff Trump's doing. They're not realizing he's playing strongman. He is trying to get himself in a position where these other countries have to negotiate. Oh yeah, by the way, oh, come on, has every article got to do this? Gold has been going up. Y'all haven't seen that. I'm not going to still an article there that wants to do that. And even though gold is going up and expected to continue to do well this year, they're thinking silver is going to do far better, mainly because of the demands on silver. Silver is having huge industrial demands right now, and top of its demand as a commodity similar to gold. So now I can't say which way it will or won't go. So I'm not a psychic. I can't forecast this, but the trends look good for those. And given that, I think some articles got mixed up here. Let's look over here. Given that, I would highly encourage y'all to go to this one place here, this one website, where it says if you can find a better deal somewhere else, they'll meet it or beat it. And that's Defy the Grid right there. Find a better price cost today, we'll meet it or beat it. Nobody else is claiming that. So go to defythegrid.com.
Trump laying out a historic plan for the Gaza Strip during his press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
That's got to die. Anything that wants to talk, I hate Fox for that. Anything where you open a website up and this guy start going blah, 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 that's an immediate kill. Oh, I can't stand that. Oops, I used that word. Man, you can't speak English on YouTube without having to worry about stupid algo that has no rhythms coming in and hitting their channel. Jeez. Anyway, so yeah, I consider it, guys, it's time to look at Defy the Grid and use coupon code GreenGregs. If you use coupon code GreenGregs, you get 1% off. As you all know, one of the attributes that they got that I like is these gold backs. And you can buy silver, gold, platinum. You can buy it in bullion, coins, rounds, or you can get these nice little gold backs. And they also have a silver version, silver backs. But they've come out, they have various collectors. These are collector's bills, by the way. They're all artwork. They change them from time to time. So there's limited editions to these. And they're denominated in that number you see is how many thousandths of a troy ounce each bill is. So, you're getting artwork and a fungible amount of gold at the same time, because you can put this stuff in your wallet. That's the cool thing about it. That's what I like about it. I see we get a fair number of people in the chat room right now. I will engage with you guys in a little bit. 40 people. That's not a giant number, but for this time of the night, yeah, that's good. All righty. Oh yeah, I want to see this article over here. Kind of skip. China is still in the play, and there's pictures showing right there. You can see the Chinese warships are shadowing our ships as they're going through military drills with the Philippines, Japan, all the other drills we're in. China is shadowing our ships out there. So, and to top it off, if that's not enough in nuke news, Zelensky wants nukes or NATO, nukes or NATO. And yeah, Trump's envoy Kellogg says, well, that's slim to none. There's certain other channels that say, when he saw that headline, immediately, oh yeah, they're going to get them. They're going to get them. No, they're not. I don't think. Let's hope not. Anyway, the war's been very costly on both sides. Now, this is from the Ukraine version of Pravda. Ukraine always doubles and triples all the numbers typically. So you got to take anything you get from either side with a big pound of salt. But what they're claiming here is that there's been 1,210 soldiers lost in just a day on the Russian side. And it may be true. We do know that Russia is sending its troops to the meat grinder. They're losing a lot of people. But so is Ukraine. Neither one can really afford this. Both countries have a demographic where they're losing their young people. If they're not careful, they're going to cease to be a country. They got issues in this area. So they really would serve them both well if they could reach a peace deal. Let's hope they do. Pentagon, U.S. Defense Secretary to reaffirm Trump's push for a diplomatic end to the war. So there's going to be a meeting in Ramstein between Trump and Putin, we hope. And Trump says he spoke with Putin on the phone, and seemingly maybe several times. And he says that he wants to see people to stop dying in the Ukraine war. Oh, Lord. Then we just lost that one, that article. Interesting. It auto closed on me. Well, that's all we needed anyway. Because, we don't really know what happened from the phone calls, if it was really productive or not, but they're trying to angle toward a meeting. Let's hope they can work something out. But on the border, as you might know by now, the gangs, the cartels in Mexico basically declared war on the border patrol and anything else we send down the border. They had said that they gave permission to their people to use their militarized drones, which they do have some very sophisticated militarized drones in these cartels. They've been attacking each other, and they said they would use them on the U.S. Assets down there. They opened it up for that. But Border Czar Thomas Hollerman said, if you do that, we're going to obliterate you. You will cease to exist. We will attack you with our military. I hope that's enough to get them to stand down. Who knows? We shall see. But these cartels are ruthless. The one thing going in our favor is the fact that they're fighting each other. Kind of reminds me of probably why the United States prevailed over the Native Americans, was the Native Americans were fighting each other instead of us. And the ones that did fight us, well, they kind of lost out as a result. The Indian eviction, the Trail of Tears, the tribes that were removed were the ones that actually fought against us in the War of 1812. They were encouraged to do so by Tecumseh, Chief Tecumseh, if y'all recall that in history. But there were some that didn't, like the Porch Manor Creek Indian stayed in Alabama. They did not get evicted because they did not fight against the United States in the War of 1812. So I don't know, guys, that's, that was a tragic part of our history, but it is what it was. Can't go back and redo that, but that's part of that's something you don't hear a lot in history classes or these days in the news, lamestream news media. I hope that don't start blathering and talking. But Trump now has issued executive orders for the Department of Justice to review all Second Amendment federal regulations on nugs, because he is wanting to make sure that we're not impeding our Second Amendment, and that is good. So see, that's what I'm saying. We got some new news, good news. So it's not all nuke war. There's nukes and roses. More good news. This is great news here. Japan pledged $1 trillion investment in the United States. $1 trillion from Japan. You got to remember, Japan's had a weak economy for some time, but they have invested. They're going to be invested $1 trillion in the United States. And we had Saudi Arabia coming out and offering to invest, what, $6 trillion? It's like $7 trillion. Anything happen like this under Obama, either Obama or Biden, President Taterhead? If y'all think that they were landing deals for us like this, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think this is a great improvement, put a 2 in the chat room. I'd like to see what you guys think about that. Anyway, that's a huge deal. So Trump was meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. I don't know how you say the name. My Japanese is a little rusty, but anyway, they have Japanese have plants near Huntsville, Alabama. We had the plant that built the engines for the Tundra, the Toyota truck. Was just a few miles from where I lived, the house I had once upon a time in Tony, Alabama. And they had other plants in the area too. South Korea also had plants in the Huntsville area. Maybe China would get wise from the trade deal and change their tune and start doing that kind of thing. But I don't see that coming, not under Xi Jinping. So, will there be magma lava be hot enough to deactivate radiation? No, it's not a matter of heat. Radiation is an atomic phenomenon. You need to go back and see my videos on how to survive nuclear war. There's 2 of them in particular that are extremely detailed. and they talk about the science of radiation in detail, the sources of what the doses that you can withstand, and how to shield yourselves from that. I haven't seen anybody else on YouTube anywhere cover that in the kind of extent that I did, or even close to it. Yet a lot of other videos get millions of views for just barely treating something. But I'm an engineer, which is an applied scientist. So when I talk, I can give you some details on stuff. So here is talk about some DOGE news here now. USAID loan. There was a USAID loan to Ukraine. And there was an investigator in Ukraine that was investigating Skokin Burisma. Oh, yeah. And what happened to him? Well, back then there was a certain VP who later became the POTUS, the President Taterhead. He basically threatened to withhold money for that so this investigator would be fired. Well, when T-Man became president, he wanted to look into that, and he was impeached by the House for doing his job. Y'all believe that? Wow. Anyway, interesting. Isn't it interesting how the Dems will play? Yikes. I think I just knocked that out. Let's see. Did I actually end my poll? Sharing? Oh, or am I even sharing? Oh, I'm not sharing. Hang on, guys. Oh, I know what happened. I went to share screen, and when Zoom crashed, it unshared. Wow. So let's do this again. Share screen. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know where it's going here. Let's see here. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I've just wiped out a bunch of articles, but still, we've just mainly been talking at the high points of what they covered. You didn't see the picture. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that Zoom had done that to me. I really got to watch it. Okay. Now that's aggravating. I put my screen down so that I won't be covered with the Zoom thing, but when I just reopen it, the Zoom controls lowered down to where my screen is. So now I can't hardly, unless I move things again, how can I even, this is nuts. It makes it really hard to advance my articles when the Zoom overlay goes right over the tabs. Anyway, let's see if I can do it now. I just move things around. Maybe it'll let me. Anyway, now there's this whole thing about Gaza. Trump basically says, hey, Gaza's destroyed and it's not fit to live in. Most of the buildings have been destroyed. It's, people don't have any services. It's dilapidated. So why don't we just move all these people out and let the United States take it over and renovate it and make it a big tourist spot, Well, I don't know that anybody believes that's going to happen. The Arab countries are throwing a fit over it. But this is an article in the Jerusalem Post opinion piece by Dan Perry. And he's basically saying, well, this is just part of the art of the deal. That how Trump likes to negotiate. He says by putting it out at this level, you might get the Palestinians to agree finally to not have Hamas running Gaza, because even after all the bombardment, Hamas is still there, and Hamas is still running the place, and that's not agreeable to Israel. You're not going to have a good two-state solution as long as Hamas is running Gaza. So Hamas, isn't, at the level of attacking that they were at before, and they do have a ceasefire. But this is a case that here's an opportunity by putting leverage on them and just saying, hey, we're just going to seize those. Kind of like, taking Greenland, taking Canada, taking Panama, high tariffs. You see a lot of countries fold when they get those kind of threats. Everybody except China. But, so what? China's, well, we'll tariff you. Well, the problem with that is for China, we import a whole lot more stuff from them than they import from us. So on the ledger sheet, we come ahead by putting tariffs on them in terms of who gets to make what. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a minute. I hope I didn't just kill this article here. I'm trying to forward another DOGE article. Millions of U.S. government dollars are stolen through food stamp fraud each year. Congress ended the program. But anyway, so this is an article about how to protect yourself. But it's more or less, it's a Wise article. It's not trying to be political. This is all about how to protect yourself. But, really, but you get the headline there. You see what it's saying. But that's just, this is across the board through this multiple agencies, things like this. This is why Trump is, not Trump. Yeah, it's why Trump actually is having Elon Musk through DOGE go through these agencies to find out what's going on. So I'll see if I can move this headline around because I can't even see it for the myself for the overlay from the Zoom. Anyway, Musk has revealed what we've always suspected. Money went to a certain lab in China that was involved in gain of function research. The Hanwoo, take that like a nug. Lab. Yeah. Imagine that. Well, they found it. How about that? So some people, I post on Facebook, look, there was finding corruption. I've had liberals jump in there. Oh no, there's no corruption. Blah 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 blah. Well, you got to consider they get their news from MSNBC. They don't know, and their minds are closed. Unfortunately, a lot of them. So that's why I said we got to reach across the aisle and do a little education, folks. Sometimes it falls on us. Hope this article loads before the night's over. Let's see. I'm trying to show you guys just, Soros-funded Dems suddenly upset by billionaires and government. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine this, guys? Who is this here? George Soros Sr. with who? And who's clapping in the background? The climate czar? Yeah. And we're talking about, they're all crying about the closure of USAID. Well, now the stupid Zoom thing moved on me. All right, I'm going to close this one. So there you go, guys. And that was rolling on me automatically. Got to move stuff around just so I can control stuff here. This U.S. congressman has attempted to take action against Elon. You see, they're striking back. They're striking back. So they're trying to stop him in his Department of Government Efficiency, which this article calls so-called Department of Government Efficiency. You can tell this article is anti-DOGE, anti-Trump, anti-Musk, as so much of this lamestream media is. Anyway, so this Representative Mark Pocan, Democrat from Wisconsin, sponsoring a bill. Well, the title should be hard to forget. It's called Eliminate Looting of Our Nation by Mitigating Unethical State Kleptocracy. Wait a minute, eliminate looting? That's exactly what the DOGE is set up to do. That's what they're finding is looting. So it's amazing how they're trying to accuse Musk of what they have been getting out of these stupid agencies. Anyway, isn't it amazing? Isn't it just it doesn't just make you cringe? And then Democratic senator from Delaware, Chris Coons, he's crying over this USAID being knocked down. So what's happening is, we know that they've been funding these NGOs, and we found that some of the money is actually going to through the NGOs to the Taliban and other terrorist organizations. Well, this guy is going so far as actually to defend just stupid little wasteful spending, like spending money to fund Sesame Street puppet programs in Iraq to the tune of millions of dollars. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I could get some sock puppets and make me a little stage, and I think I could put on a puppet show for less than several $1 million. But if you want to give me several $1 million, I'm assuming we could put together a contract to do something. Ain't that stupid? And we're funding so many crazy things, and these Congress critters are defending this stuff. Well, why is it millions of dollars? So a lot of these programs are out there, And, the guys who get the money turn around and make ginormous donations back to certain politicians here in the U.S. Yeah, that's how it happens. So they're all saying, oh, there's no graft. It's all honest, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we'll look at the donor list. And then there's this. Nobody elected Elon Musk Act. Yeah, they're trying to put that legislation out now called Nobody Elected Elon Musk Act. Well, excuse me, who elected any bureaucrat? And any of these agencies he's investigating. However, I would say the majority of the public did elect this to happen because Trump campaigned before the election saying he was going to set up DOGE and make Elon Musk the chairman of it, or the secretary of DOGE, as a special government employee. You got to remember, he's got other jobs to do too. But he is he's sleeping on the floor of the government buildings in a sleeping bag, just so he can just get up and get back at it. He is really putting in some time to try to do his job there. But guys, this is silliness. This is off the cuff, because we did elect Musk, and pretty much because that is how Trump campaigned. But you look at all these bureaucrats that's out there, they're unelected, and they pass all kind of regulations. They take our tax money and do with it whatever they want to. And they've been hiding it. See, Trump couldn't get to the bottom of it in his first administration. He kept asking these guys for stuff, and they stonewalled him. Veritas came out and had that interview with one of the government insiders talking about how they would stonewall him again this time. Well, guess what? Trump had an ace up his sleeve, and Elon. But they're trying every way they can to stop it. Why? Because one, a lot of that is corrupt money, and a lot of it's going to implicate them. And two, it cuts off apparently a lot of their donors. So the money is coming back to them. So yeah, maybe it may not all be campaign money. It might be coming to them in other ways. It's interesting how these Congress critters get so rich so fast. Like this, guys. I mean, is this the kind of way that USAID should be spending money? DOGE says that the USAID gave Chelsea Clinton $84 million. It was supposed to go to relief for Haiti. Now, how relieved are the Haitians? Line item 3 shows $3 million. The $84 million spent on Chelsea Clinton's wedding, and $10 million went to purchase a luxury mansion. You tell me this ain't corruption? You tell me this is not corruption? Oh yeah, guys, if you think she is Billy Clinton's daughter, put a 3 in the chat room. I say this woman is the daughter of Hillary and Webb Hubbell. Let's look at Webb Hubbell here. Let's see if this can bring him up. Look at that lower lip. Look at that chin. Look at the eyes. And look at her. Big, fat, lower lip, same chin. Now, she's had a lot of corrective surgery to try to improve her looks. Let's say that her looks are somewhat less than absolutely spectacular. So she's actually had a lot of corrective surgery. So she wouldn't look so much like Webb Hubbell. And they can't fix it. She still does. In fact, look, Webb Hubbell, if you've forgotten already, Webb Hubbell was involved with Hillary in Whitewater. And he actually got convicted. He actually admitted to tax fraud, mail fraud, and tax evasion associated with Whitewater. Now, he and Hillary were partners. How did she get away from all this? Well, mainly because I think after he got convicted, a judge threw it out. But he admitted, what's this? He admitted, and the judge still threw it out. So he spent some time in prison. Why didn't Hillary go? And everybody said, oh, Hillary's clean. Hillary never did anything. Well, that's interesting. But look at that mug. Look at that mug. In fact, there's a website out here that compares the two. You see what I'm saying? Look at the cheeks, the nose. Now, she had her nose operated on. Look at that big old fat lower lip. Yeah. You think she's Webb Hubbell's? Anyway, what are you guys voting on that? I don't see any threes. I think it's highly suspicious that she might actually be Billy Bob's daughter. Well, guys, we've had some big earthquakes, especially down here off Guatemala. They actually had tsunami warnings put out, like 7.4 magnitude earthquake. So there, but the tsunami warning got canceled. But you can see there's been a couple of aftershocks down there, at least a couple, maybe three. And then we've had this little tip of the Juan de Fuca plate here is a real active area. We got something here about near the San Andreas here, two earthquakes in Gyers, California, and that's another place you see a lot of earthquakes. Gyers, that name keeps popping up. And of course, over here in Puerto Rico, the Puerto Ricans are dancing hard tonight. They always do. I think that's why the earth's shaking over there. That's just because they're having a good time. They like to dance. What can you say? Can you blame them? Siberia's got a fair size earthquake up here. 5.1. Yeah, that's a little bit more recent here. 5.2 in Vanuatu, however you say that. Now that's a very active area. Very active. Oh, we just got a new one over here. Just turned red. 4.8 of Honduras. Okay. Honduras, Guatemala, that area. And we got earthquakes over here around Santorini Islands, Greece. That's the Santorini Islands are the realms of what was once a great volcano that a lot of people think is responsible for a lot of the activity of the plagues that the pharaohs faced when Moses was trying to get his people out. So there you are. Australia's got our earthquake. Is Rodney in the house? So there are some earthquakes down in there. And Alaska, of course, has got a bunch of them. This is Nanwalik up here, Big Lake, and Chiniak. So Alaska is pretty active. All right. So and we got one up here in China, Saga, China. Yeah, that's probably really Tibet. Anyway, Tibet. Space weather. And you can see we got a lot of asteroid activity, but now the 7th's passed. But it's always, you see a lot of them that we just discovered. That's why it's always orange in the past dates. But going forward, for the next couple months, there's nothing that we see that's a threat. Although, if you go over to my Galactic Greg's channel, I did a video on this asteroid. They got it named wrong here. It's 2024 YR4, not 2004 YR4. So they got a typo here. But I know about this asteroid, so I can call it out. That's a typo. The probability of its impact has been going up. And I reported that in my video. And a lot of people chastised me in comments against some places I posted. It's just 1%. I said, because at the time it was running about 1.8%, and I'd seen this trend line. I said it was just below 2%. Now look, it's over 2%. It's now gone to about 2.4% chance. So now this thought that as they observe it more, that sharpen their pencils, it will probably go down. But so far, the trend line has been in the other direction. Now that's still a 77.6%, 97.6% chance that it will not hit us. But we won't know until this thing has been better characterized as to what its orbit is. So they have to get a lot of observations. But now they've got 336 observations in 44 days. That's what they're basing this on. Now, this is not out here to scare you, because it's mostly figured it's going to hit either Pacific, or if it does hit, or maybe South America or Atlantic or Africa. So this route is not up in this area, although it could still be catastrophic should it hit any population center in those areas. There are some cities down there, as you well know. But the probability is if it does hit Earth, it's going to hit some jungle, mountainous region, or more likely even an ocean, unless the orbit changes for some reason. So there's all that. But there are some people looking at, well, what can we do about it? Can they do something? I don't know. The time is short. Because if they're going to take an action against it, it needs to be next year. Winnipeg, -20. Wow. Hey, Jason, what's the temperature up there? Look, the country's cold. There's warnings right now to 90 million Americans about ice. and I think 27 states. So you can see it's really chilly up there in Maine, where New Days is at, in New York. All the New England states have got a cold spell. They're showing really cold along the mountains and some along the plains even, and here. So I don't know how much I'm going to go into this here because I got to reset up Windy. I've not used it in a long time. And I think it crashed me last time I tried to get in here. So if I go in, if I zoom in, it's going to show temperatures. Yeah. Whoa. -9 in Omaha, -6 in Iowa City, -2 in Chicago, -9 in Salt Lake City. Wow. This ain't right. It ain't that cold in Phoenix. Something's wrong with this thing. This ain't right. These temperatures are not right. I know it ain't no 15 in Phoenix. It's just about 45 outside here right now. It's over 40 degrees. Something's wrong with this chart. So I don't know. I'm not going to use Windy right now. I've got to sharpen my pencil, figure out what's going on with it. So that is not correct. I can just tell you right off the bat. But we do know we got some. Maybe this was. What is wrong with this thing? Date what we got at the time. Let's see. It's showing right here. No, that ain't right. Anyway, well, enough of that. I'm gonna stop the share. I'm gonna end this thing and stop the share on that because that thing is so far off. It's not funny. Oh well, we know it's getting cold in a lot of places. So maybe everybody can tell us what your temperature is where you're at. So we've been going here for how long? No, it's not telling me how long this thing's been going. Maybe it will if I look at it on the computer here, if I pull it back up on this screen. So we know it went in and went out. I'm not showing any thumbs up. What's going on, guys? I'm showing 27 watching and 0 thumbs up. Guys, you can help me out here if we can throw in some thumbs up. Tracy Brooklyn's, where Ohio had thunder a few times in the last couple of days. Okay. Pieces of prize, so that's 23, right. Cusp of absolute horror on the way to a bright golden future. That's about where we're at. That's about where we're at. We'll talk some more. Let's check through I'll check through the chats on my phone. It's a little easier for me to scroll. Anyway, says Arthur G. There's an Arthur that's got a space channel. Kind of wondering if that's the same Arthur. Arsenal Rain. Mitch Jones. Hello from cold Ohio. What's the temperature in Ohio? Okay, we got Grouch Whole Globe in here. We've had him in here before. Grant McIntosh is in the house. All right, Grant, you're up late. He is a consummate outdoorsman, fisherman, hunter. He raised worms there for a while. He used to be pretty active on YouTube himself. So good to see you. All the sun. New Days. Ma'am, that's a good one. Morning, ma'am. Time is short. Everything was on the fast track. They lose. There you go. YCMW and Fab. Okay. 12. Well, Arnold says he's gave 12 thumbs up. I'm not seeing any on here. Maybe if I refreshed it, it would say it. Not showing on my phone either. Yeah, give us thumbs up, folks. Maybe they're not showing, but they're maybe just in there. I may have to update the screen here. Maybe I do that. Is that to update? It's a different browser than I'm used to seeing. Oh, we got 53 thumbs up. Okay, wow. I mean, don't give me an active number. T-Man and E-Boy bringing in the new puke order. Wheelchair user, Greengraves might be a silly question. Oh, the magma radiation. Deactivate, no, don't deactivate radiation. Magma would not. So, I don't know. Magma's a problem in and of itself. You really don't want it. I thought it was duck and cover. Well, duck and cover is to a lot of people was making fun of duck and cover, the last few years. Oh, nuclear is going to obliterate everything. You'll all be dead. That's not true. you know, if you watch my nuclear war survival videos, you'll see the radius of the effectivity of the fireballs and the various other levels of damage. The areas at which the damage is you've got flying debris and windows getting shattered, and is much bigger than the area where the fireball is. More people will be affected from flying debris than will be affected by the fireball. Well, except for a lot of people are in the city centers, but the area affected is going to be far greater. So if you survive the fireball, then it is duck and cover. Duck and cover, you know, could really help. I mean, you need to get down below the horizon. I mean, if you're outdoors, drop into a ditch or something, or a depression, there's going to be a lot of debris rolling over your head, and it's going to come back again. It's going to be two waves. It's going to be an initial blast wave, and then it's going to because the blast sets up a vacuum, it's going to get sucked right back over you the other way. So just when you get a blast wave going over you, don't stand up. It's coming back. It's going to, and do not, under any circumstance, look at the blast. You will be blinded. In fact, you need to fall down, close your eyes, turn your head away from the source of the light, and put your hands over the back of your head to protect your head and neck from the flying debris. Because, you know, if you get your spinal cord severed by flying debris, you could be paralyzed or taken out. So just keep that in mind, friends. Oh, we got S23 asking about 0-point energy systems finally seeing the light of day in 25. Maybe. I'm gonna try to find Ashton Forbes' email and invite him over to my Galactic Grades channel. As you know, I've just done, you guys need to go over and see my Galactic Grades channels. You know, I've done videos on there about the armies. The Army actually did have an anti-gravity program that lasted apparently nearly 2 decades that we know of, maybe longer. And we know most of that period, after the first year, it went black. It went black as soon as Ning Li reportedly observed that she actually could create and claim success at having a 12 kilowatt electrogravitic wave. Is that interesting or what? She apparently sent out an email to that effect, and then she went black. Everything went black. It's a dangerous field to be in. Hey, we got Michael Sherman in the house. Good to see you, Michael. So you're up late. Worth Lawson, I didn't vote for improvements in Gaza. I don't think that's what we're doing. I think he's just trying to strong arm them. I don't see that happening. Land named in 1948 for the deceptions of today. Land named in 1948 for the deceptions of 1948. That was the year that Orwell wrote 84. He just flipped those two numbers around. Greater Israel. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We'll have to see what's going to happen there. But I think he's just trying to do his art of the deal thing. Yeah, Mitt Romney. Yeah, the former climate czar. Oh no, well, that was Mitt Romney. I was thinking maybe it was Mitt Romney. I was thinking Mitt Romney was not the climate czar. They look a lot alike. Who's the other guy I'm thinking of? That ran as the Democrat presidential candidate against W. Bush. Shoot. You know, look out, Herman Munster, you know. Anyway. Left, right, divide and conquer. Yeah, they're doing that against us, aren't they? 230 million to George Soros out of, oh my God. So USAID was funding him. Well, you know where that went back. Maxine Waters trying to be authoritarian today at the U.S. building. Yeah, well, she's always out there doing stuff. She's Maxine Waters, she's calling for violence, basically. She does that a lot. How does she get away with that? Lamb's Grace, good to see you. Yeah, that's why they don't want this getting out. They don't want the embezzlement to get out. They don't want it to be found. They don't want the corruption to be found, and they don't want their funding sources to dry up. So we one of the things we know is that they funded a lot of media organizations like Politico. And these media organizations, of course, report favorable for what side of the house? And tell me that's all above board. Yeah, I got some issues with that. Anyway, Anthony Weiner. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And Weiner, yeah, he had some nasty stuff on his laptop too. Very nasty. Because he had a nuke file that was supposedly would have done in Hillary. Yeah. He had his nuke files. And then there was a next laptop of the son of Taterhead. Ice Cube neutrino detector systems. Oh yeah, down in Antarctica. Actually, I think I did a video on that on Galactic Greg's talking about that. Big 7.0. Yeah, that's right, Arnold. Rift. Brian is anticipating action on the antipodal west of Australia. Well, we'll see. We'll just have to watch and see if that occurs. We did have one in Australia, a smaller earthquake. I showed y'all that a minute ago. United States Space Force, there you go, S-23. That's what this is. Oh yeah, the Space Force has swearing in a promotion ceremony today, or yesterday, I believe it was, on the steps of the Capitol building of Alabama, the Alabama State Capitol building. On the steps of that building, they had a promotion ceremony. Interesting place for the Space Force to have a promotion ceremony. Does that mean the Space Force is going to Huntsville, Alabama? No, Huntsville and Montgomery are about a 3-hour drive apart. But that's a very historic. What president got sworn in there at the Capitol building, in front of the Capitol building, on a star in Montgomery, Alabama? You tell me. Ask my question to you. What president got sworn in there? So we'll have to see who knows that. 86 watching, 51 thumbs up. Yeah, all right, we had 86 in the house. That's good. I'm showing 105 now. And please, all right. Wheelchair user says, please, will you do a van stream again? Missing them as you did for so many. Oh, you like me doing the videos from the van? Well, I had to do those on the phone. Yeah, because I couldn't set up my computer with and plug in my hard drive and my docking station and all that stuff. Hey, Cuban Nurse Prepper. Cold fusion, room temperature, superconductors. I hope that stuff's coming out. Dabbling temps in the AM. Let's see if anybody got the president's name here that I was talking about. That's the first name, Arnold. That's the first name. You're close. Yeah, Ming Lee disappeared. She did. Now, she did not have plastic surgery. She just vanished. She went quiet. She was actually in Huntsville. She got ran over on the road. Somebody hit her hard, caused her mental damage. And the accident was so bad, her husband, who saw it, had a heart attack and died from a heart attack, witnessing his wife being hit. She was a nice, Ice Cube, or IQ 12. You got it. Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederate States of America. I stood on that star where he was sworn in, by the way. John Kerry, thank you, Sean. That's who I thought that was. Who was it John Kerry, or was it the other one here? All right, Rick Pittman, Al Gore. Is it Mitt Romney or John Kerry? Who was in that photograph behind Soros and Biden? Could have been either one. Hey, Jason, Green Country Agroforestry's in the house, guys. Good morning. Pardon a moment as I get the stove going. Oh, sure. No problem. Let's see. Guys, if you haven't watched Jason's channel, you need to. He's got a lot of good advice on gardening in there. So, and talks a lot about plants. Yeah, you were close. You got part of it. But, I want to make sure it wasn't Thomas Jefferson. It was Jefferson Davis. Yeah, so I think there will be a volcano going off soon. Yeah, well, they believe that there's one going to go off the coast of Oregon. So, all right. I've caught up with the chat. So, time is 3 o'clock in the morning here. I don't want to stay up much longer, guys. What have we been on air here for? How long? 49 minutes. Okay, good. So we're less than an hour. Hey, that's great. So, yeah, we don't need to stay on super late, guys. I just wanted to, it's been a while since I've been live on this channel. I went live on Swivelhead News and I went live on Galactic Graves. We had breaking news on Galactic Graves. And I actually did 2 videos in one day. It wasn't my intention, but the news of the potential cancellation of SLS was big space news. And nobody can have a space news channel and not cover that. HRC private servers had massive, those servers had a lot of classified information on them too. And so a lot of the cell phones, she was using private cell phones apparently for classified information, which is very verboten. You know, all that, you know, they convicted Michael Flynn because he wrote some information down on a note, a little post-it note on his desk at home. And then Hillary had servers and cell phones and just all kind of stuff, just loaded up with that stuff, and she gets away. So, you know, and she got away with the Webb Hubble stuff, the Whitewater stuff. As y'all remember, Ken Starr was going after Whitewater. Well, the interesting thing about Whitewater was a lot of people were slated to testify against what was going on in Whitewater. And they would suddenly just get randomly taken out the day before their testimony. People in prison, people driving down the road, you know, just suddenly somebody would just randomly drive up next to them and go bang, bang. All coincidental, of course, though, right? All coincidental. All kind of shady stuff went on around the Whitewater. And Ken Starr was appointed to investigate that, but he switched. He quit investigating Whitewater. Maybe he got scared because that was apparently like trying to build an anti-gravity machine. Doing so can be very contrary to your life. Just go check out my friend who I videoed on the Galactic Greg's channel as my oldest videos, Amy Estridge. What happened to her? Yeah, she is a young lady who is no longer with us. And there's a trail of folks like that. So there's a trail of folks that seem to be associated with the Clintons, according to some, by high count. But she gets away with everything and runs for president. Interesting, right? A whole lot of story. Apparently, they're coming out with some information on that. Flynn knows too much. Apparently, yeah. There's the fast track to pushing daisies. Oh yeah, thinking about pushing daisies. There was another Russian who was a musician who apparently spoke out against Putin. He just in the last couple of days took a flying lesson out of a high window somewhere. That's how they do it in Russia. Flying lessons real popular. If you oppose to people that oppose Putin, they have a real affinity for taking flying lessons. And the end result's all the same. You become daisy compost. Anyway, so Putin, he's not exactly white sheet innocent. None of them are. So JK was watching the Wormwood Dark Star coming in from the south. Pope Francis was there. The RCC had a telescope. Yeah, they do have a telescope called Lucifer. Oh yeah, Kerry and Bush were both in the same club. They were both in the same school at the same time. And the news media made Kerry out like an intellectual. Of course, Bush W, he hammed up. He was trying to get the common guy to identify him, so he would act dumb, and he would ham it up. But honestly, he actually outscored and outperformed Kerry in college. But I don't like any of the Bushes. I'm not defending the Bush. The Bushes were all part of the big organization, the state that's so deep, if you know what I mean, big time. Little baby heifer. Calf nice and healthy, but cold. Got her warmed up and back with mama. Well, that's good, Tracy. Broken wings. That's good. You might have saved her life tonight. Amy, you're right, S23. Well, S23, you seem to be pretty knowledgeable of some of the Seth Rich. Yeah, a lot of strange stuff. I believe S23 must be a watcher for my Galactic Greg's channel. So, anyway, I guess we're going to go. We've been on here for 52 minutes now. It'd be nice to end one before an hour is up. Thank you for sharing the links, New Days. The anti-gravity video. You also did I did videos. The Amy Heron interview, I originally broke it in two pieces. Amy told me she was getting a lot of attention. Well, first she said she was getting a lot of attention and it seemed positive. So she was happy. But some of the attention might have went negative on her. She asked me to pull them down. It kind of broke my heart because those are the best performing videos. And my channel, the Galactic Greg's channel, the way those videos started going right off the bat, I thought it was going to be a bigger channel than this one. I thought it was going to take off. And to have to take down your top performing videos, it's tough, but I did. I took them off air, but she asked me to. And after she passed away, I reposted them, and then I combined them into one video. It was so long, I thought at first I wanted two videos. So you got a two-part video series and a one-part. It's the same thing. And so I've touched on that topic on the fusion interview with the gentleman, and then where he talked about, well, warp drive and anti-gravity a little bit. And then I did the Army anti-gravity video. And then I did a video on why does, basically the thumbnail says, where's Elon's UFO? But it was really more about the suppression of anti-gravity technology. A lot of people will see a thumbnail and they'll, if you post it on Facebook or something, they'll go all in and commenting on the thumbnail and act like they know all about the video. The video wasn't about Elon. And I just used him as an example, a prop. The whole topic of it had to do with suppression of that technology. So, and see, I've had my finger in that. And, I'm not saying I won't do it again in the future. I've had my finger in enterprises looking into that stuff myself. And I did mention in the Army anti-gravity video, I think, or no, the not that one. I might have mentioned that one, but mainly in the anti-gravity suppression video. They try to leave their calling card on date stamping. Oh, what's up with the 13th of July? Good chat, Greg. I miss watching you at the market. Those market videos were very, I think they kind of pulled my numbers down and it kind of confused the algorithms as to who to send my videos to. But I tried to make them object lessons. The idea being that you need manual tools. That's what's going to endure in a grid down situation. And I did some videos where I talked about various features of certain manual tools, so you know what to look out for. And the one that sticks out in my mind was what I call no-yo hose, garden hose. Hey, I'm Santa. I got hose. Ho ho ho. Right? Jack's Ripper. Where's the whiskey? I can't drink whiskey. It would put me in tachycardia. I can't do any. I'm very limited. I might could do a beer, brewski or twoski, but I just stay away from alcohol these days. I've got no affinity for it. We were excited and surprised she was drippy from in and had, oh yeah, she was all wet. Good thing you got her, oh, you thought she had miscarried. Good thing you got her cleaned up. She probably wouldn't survive a cold night like that, especially with all that on her. No, she wouldn't have survived if you hadn't done that, most likely. So you saved it. You saved its life. So good for you. So go to my Galactic Grid channels, and I need some watch hours there because I didn't post anything on there for several months. YouTube demonetized the channel, and I did not know they would do that. And I was shocked. And now I got to get a bunch of watch hours to requalify to be monetized on Galactic Grids with over 5,000 subscribers. And it's got more subscribers than Swivelhead News. Now I do need to eventually I would be interested in taking all this news content I do over here and taking it to Swivelhead News channel. So, but unfortunately, people don't watch that channel as much as they watch this one for some reason. So I've been trying to migrate some of this over, but people haven't gone over there in large numbers yet. I'd like to turn this back into a gardening channel or a homesteading channel, a desert homesteading channel now since I'm out here. But I don't have that much. I haven't started my garden yet, so I don't have much kind of content to put into it in that regards. So we'll just have to see where that goes. She was trying to tell her family what? She was trying to tell her family that we're in a DARPA sim game. Yeah, I think you're talking about Amy. I think she was a she was open to the idea that we're living in a sim. I've seen some videos of her on another channel that I thought didn't do her justice. But anyway, Greg, does Butler, Penn, and July 13th ring a bell? Not right now. So talk to me, Arthur. What are we talking about here? 13 July, Butler. Oh, bingo. I'm with you now. I'm totally on board. Pennsylvania. Yeah. Well, yeah, they may try. They may put more attempts on Trump. I mean, they've taken out presidents for far less than what he's doing. Far less. So I would not be surprised. And so some of you mods might take some lessons from New Days and try to post some links for me in here. She's doing a good job with that. High Desert Gardening Channel will be epic. Yeah. And I think just High Desert Homestead. Maybe I should actually rename the channel. But Green Grapes is about gardening. And even juniper bushes are green. Hey, it's green in the house and I'm wearing green. So there you go. I don't know, guys. So, but when you change what a channel covers, you tend to lose a lot of subscribers or followers, views. So it's kind of hard to switch a channel. But this started out as a gardening channel. That's strange. My worm videos got more 500,000 views, but when I post new worm videos, I get no views. Last several worm videos I did got very, very few views. The first ones I did, lots of views. But after that, it just went to nothing. So I will raise worms again. I got to get a reliable source of water, though. Yeah, she's done a good job. Absolutely, everybody. There was a different lady that disappeared too. She left her family, all these strange voicemails. She owned a software company. If you can remember her name, tell me. There's, through the history of people researching this topic area, one of three things happen. If they're really hot onto something and they're willing, they just disappear. They go black. So they either go black or they're told to shut up and sit down, get out of the business, or they push daisies, or they get discredited. They get made out to be a joke. They make sure they make them look stupid. Ha, look at this none over here. He's trying to do anti-gravity. Ha ha ha. Well, the Army did. So I have to leave the video to do it. Oh, you want to go take care of your calf. Take care of that. Take care of your livestock. That's the most important thing. So do that. We're about to end this video anyway. We're about done here. Where I'm at in Southern Colorado, very similar to Greg is. Yeah, Zen. A lot of Colorado's like this. Very similar. Colorado, Utah. Very close. Southern Utah, Southern Colorado, Northern Arizona, Northern New Mexico. All pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Jason says, I'm too late to concoct an excuse for not posting links. Lazy. Yeah, that's what I figured you meant. Anyway. Jason, I do want people to go watch your channel. You got good content. He's my fellow wizard. And I've done some videos with him and hope to do some more in the future. We've both done videos through Zoom and at his place. And Jason, if you ever get a chance, it might be good to have you out here, but you might want to wait till I get my garden started at least. I don't know. She was saying that we're already in a simulation or game system. Amy or somebody else? Amy did speak to that a little bit. But anyway, I think it's all how you look at it. I think the best way to describe Mandela effects, well, I think the best way to describe our universe is it's a multidimensional game set that we get to play our consciousness through. I will go into that more in the future. I got charts. I started to build a video on that a couple of years ago, and I also need to do my moon-based charts for why if China beats us the moon, we're in huge trouble. I'll all be on Galactic Greg's. But Galactic Greg's needs some watching, so you guys go there and watch it. Do what you can. Well, at least until you're ready to get started transforming that desert. Well, I don't know about transforming the desert, but I'll take a stab at a little piece of it right here. I think I can handle making a piece of it here more productive. Judy she's okay. She does email me. That's a little late for her. She's doing okay. I mean, her and her daughter were sick, but I think they're recovering. I have had worms since the mid-90s, and I learned a lot from you, Greg, and that's how I use IBCs. Hey, all right. Yeah, I love the IBC toast. I brought 10 of them out here to worm from. I'm going to try that windrows. And maybe I might use some of these totes that I've got a lot of my stuff stored in now in the future for worm beds. But I don't, unless I find a good, reliable source of labor here, I'm not going to try to go big like I did before. You just can't do it unless you get some reliable labor to help you. I'm going to keep it manageable, something I can do on my own, unless I get a real good, reliable labor source. If I do that, then I might be out selling again on the internet. But the time being, that's not in my plans. Now, I do have some racket, some chirping from various people that they'd be willing to do it. But, I just got to make sure they're good people. The one I know that's talking to me about is they're good people. I just don't want to get when you're hiring folks in Alabama from the wage grade pool, you get a lot of druggies, a lot of tweakers. And, they'll promise you they're clean, they ain't got this problem or that problem. It's either that or they got other drama in their life, major trauma. It just don't work out. Do rattlesnakes eat worms? No, they eat rats, which makes them an asset. They eat mice and rats. So I consider rattlesnakes an asset. Everybody's worried about rattlesnakes. Hey, at least rattlesnakes have the common decency to, in the most part, to warn you before they strike. So that's a good thing. The snakes where I was at in Alabama, they weren't so polite. They just strike. We had copperheads was the main snake in my other place. And I saw a lot of copperheads in Alabama. I haven't seen a single rattlesnake out here. So I think I had more, and I saw a lot of other snakes of other varieties out there. You get a little bit further south, and you get a lot of cottonmouths. And I lived in Paint Rock Valley, and we had rattlesnakes there in Alabama. Alabama has the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, which is the largest rattlesnake there is. You hate snakes? Typically, I like them. Yeah, they'll warn you. So I think they're a decent snake. If they'll warn you, I mean, what more can you ask for? Unless you stick your hand under a rock where one's nesting, then it might get you. If you surprise it, put your hand on it. But you just kind of watch where you're at and what you're doing. But that's the case anywhere with snakes. Well, we had a lot of snakes in Alabama. Lots. I would say more than here. I'd say we had more venomous snakes than. Now I've said I'm going to see a zillion rattlesnakes, right? I'm not seeing one. Not a one out here. But I do like the fact that they'll warn you. That's a good thing. We do have other things out here that they got to watch out for. There's a lot of coyotes. They're not usually a threat to a person, but there is Mexican gray wolves. There are some bear out in this area. I haven't seen them, but I had a friend that came out here and told me that she saw a bear and a cub. A bear and a cub. And there's mountain lions right around here. Yeah, mountain lions are in this area. Now that I got to pay more attention to. So I probably won't be taking a lot of strolls out at night like I did in Alabama without a light or something. In Alabama, we'd go out and listen to frogs at night, a lot of videos. That was a lot of fun. Nothing like coming nose to nose while gardening. I'd rather come in nose to nose with a snake than a mountain lion. Although I've been there. I had walked up on the mountain lion when I was about 12-year old, carrying my bowling knife. And I knew not to run. and it had probably already ate something. It just laid there and watched me, and I watched it, and I very slowly, like a glacier, moved away from it. I bet I could find where your rattlers are at. Yeah, probably. I haven't been actually out looking for them, but well, Jason, when I get set up, come on out. It'd be great to have you here. Yeah, I'm sure you can come up with some good advice for the garden. Do you have javelins? The range of javelins theoretically is south of me. I don't mean some couldn't wander through here, but theoretically the range is south of here. There is a jaguar in Arizona, but I think it's also south of here. But you know, they can go way out of range. What I saw when I was a kid was way out of range. I was not in the range of that kind of cat. There's supposedly a bobcat area, and you could hear the bobcats crying at night. But funny thing is, I didn't see any bobcats as a kid. I did see that thing, but there were a lot of bobcats around there. Well, do. Well, that's great. That'd be awesome. Give an excuse to get out here and visit the canyon and see Meteor Crater, maybe some Indian petroglyphs. There's a lot of things here. We went to mountains, a lot of national parks in this area. Spiders from the Amazon are jacked up. Well, we do have tarantulas here, but not as many spiders. Wild pigs, not really right here. There is, you know, in Alabama at nighttime, if you go out and shine a light, you see all this little bitty, looks like little bitty light shining back at you. That's spider eyes. Man, I don't see them around here. There are tarantulas, and there are a few insects too. There are a lot of honeybees around here. All the honeybees are Africanized. I got to be careful with that. 40 acres. I got 40 acres here. That's I had 2 acres in Alabama. I got 40 here. So I got a little more room. I might give me some cows on a day if I'm able to handle them. Cows are a big old animal. Definitely, I want some chickens and rabbits again. Wild pigs are in DC. I don't know, you're right. Although I think that's a disgrace to pigs to associate them with the politicians. You know, what's the politics? Is many ticks, many bloodsuckers. Jason's, yes, they are. I have a buddy that disposes of them out that way. Disposes what? Wild pigs? I hadn't seen signs of them right here. I like spiders. You can keep the snakes. Spiders are good for eating insects, so I never had any problem with spiders myself. Unless if I saw a brown recluse or a black widow, I'd smash it. But other than that, you know, I'd let them alone. Africanized bees, yeah, we got those. That we got. Yes, we got those. All bees out here are Africanized. Now you get one flying around you, it ain't gonna bother you just by itself. It might buzz around you, just checking you out, but it ain't gonna do nothing unless you swat it. Don't swat it. You know, it's not a threat, just a single bee buzzing around you. But you swat it and release the pheromones, then its buddies might all come after you. Sisters may swarm you. You may not make it. Just don't mess with them. Bigger than most human faces, head straight up. Xenomorph vibes. What are you talking about? Chupacabra? What are you talking about there? Giant, what? Let's see. Giant bird eating spider is not something you want in your face. What kind of bird are we talking about here? Biggest bird I see around here, ravens. We got a lot of ravens. In Alabama, we have crows. Out here, it's ravens. Aren't they different birds? They're the same family, but different bird. Yeah, javelins are aggressive, supposedly, but my understanding is that they're south of here. Range is. Okay. So what channel is that? What channel is that, Jason? Yeah, might want to watch his channel. Tracy, I went to Mexico and did a side trip thing with a group leader. Said if you see a jaguar, don't run. It likes fast food. Well, yeah, what you do if you're running from the predator, you're telling it you're prey, that you're scared. For one, you don't want to telegraph to them that you're prey or that you're scared. Yeah, putting the link in here. Spiders that eat large birds. Oh, yeah, that's a heck of a spider. I have heard of that. Ravens live 30 years. Wow. Maybe I need to get me one for a pet. You know, they can talk, kind of like a crow. I understand. There it is. Killer Bee Guy. Oh, that's a heck of a name for a channel. Killer Bee Guy. I'll click on that. Killer Bee Guy. Sweet. Alrighty, folks. I think it's time to call it a night. Fast foods. Yeah. Yeah, you just tell them you're food when you run from them, and you cannot outrun. Humans can't outrun anything hardly, except a bug maybe that's not flying, and some flying bugs. My age, yeah, that's even getting hard to do. I've outrun bees many times, but killer bees chase you for a long distance. So, and they mainly go after your eyes. Greg's got his way with the females. You reject one, and hunters come. Oh Lord, Arnold. Who I rejected? Lordy, Arnold. No different guy sleeping with a baby beachy. What is that? Alrighty. Well, we got to call it a night. I'm lifted. Alrighty. So, hey, thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to call it a night. Them killer bees drugged up somehow. Well, smoke. But you got to be careful, smoke. You don't want to start a fire. Hey, we got England in the house. All right. Been prepping veg for something. Very good. Very good. Alrighty, folks. Bivy bag. Alrighty, folks. Hey, time space continuum collide. There you go. Yeah, go. I need some viewing hours on my Galactic Griggs channel. There's a few long videos in there. Go watch them, folks. So with that, we're going to call it a night. We're going to try to get her early. Back to my channel here. There. So I want to once again thank you, mods. Special thanks to New Days for putting all the links in. And I want to thank everyone for watching. Subscribe to my channel, bang the notification bell, and click all. Be sure to share my videos, and be sure to leave a comment in the chat on my videos, and maybe comment somebody else's video, because this platform don't like folks that put the truth out. It really don't. So help me out, guys. Thank you all for watching.